Ladies and gentlemen, today I am going to be reviewing 3 of my own games which I played yesterday evening, and I particularly loved these games because I won them and it was just pure skill. So, yeah, we are going to be reviewing them, and let's get started with the first one. In this one, I was white, and I started with pawn to e4. Here, my opponent replied with d6. I just played a simple 4 knights game. I played the Nimzo Witch defense, and I declined. We declined it. I declined it, and my opponent played the Williams variation. Now comes g4. I go h3. He takes. I take with my queen. E5 and e6. Bishop g5, wanting to trade, and trade happened. We check the queens as well. Now he has, of course, doubled the pawns here. Now I play b5 and I take. This is just a cluster of pawns which are doubled up as well. I strike in the center. I don't know why I didn't. I should have taken the pawn, but I didn't. I castled. I moved, and now I took with my rook. He takes my g2 pawn. I move to h5, pinning his bishop to his pawn. Now I take the pawn. He takes my other pawn. I take this pawn. He goes bishop to e5, threatening to take my knight on c3. Now I go d1 because I don't want it to be taken. He goes d2. Then I just start moving my pawn up. He blunders the pawn. I take it. And then I move back to c3. He moves pawn c4. I move pawn a3, which is the best move here. And now he takes my take. I double up my pawn structure, and now he checks. I go c1, which is a great move. F2, clearly my idea here was checking and then moving my pawn all the way up to promotion. Maybe he goes here when I reach here with this king over here, which actually happened. And now comes king c6. Now rook g7, protecting the pawn, moving my pawn up. And now back to a7, and now we have rook h8. Now now I go he goes f6. I go d5. Pawn a4. Now I take, and now I'm moving my other pawn, and by checking, I take his pawn on d6, and then simply things just go like this. We just move our pieces up the board. I moved my king up to b5. That's what I got. I checked him. I took his pawn, which was particularly the computer liked it, but I kind of didn't like it. But yeah, I just didn't kind of like that. Now a8, b4. Now I go there again. Now this wasn't the best move, but now that wasn't the best move, and this was definitely not. I could have gone here. He goes back here, and then here, or here. But I don't know why, and then I take and he takes. That was the computer. That's what the computer said. But I don't understand how that would benefit. Going back, I moved my king to b6, and now I thought for a while, because I was like, am I in a stalemating position here? Because this is the move he has. Then what can I do after that? I'll have to move back or something. But now I check him with my pawn. He takes. Yeah. So this was a bad move. This was pawn blunder, but yeah. And this is actually a great move because now he has he has ways to go, but he will still lose his rook after he moves his king. So the best move would have been to take with the pawn instead of I took with the king. But now it just gets us into a king and pawn endgame here. C6, king d8, b7, and then we just move our pawn up to promotion. Then we start moving this pawn and get that to promotion, and we do an amazing, beautiful ladder 8, and that is the first game, ladies and gentlemen. I particularly like this game. It was very, very, very nice. As you can see, 1 great, 26 best, and 22 excellent. So that was my first game against. So yeah, that was just normal battle speed in this game. Yeah. So this part was particularly bad for me because I didn't like the moves I was playing, and the computer did it as well. This was a bad move. I should have skewered him. But the thing is, his king could have gone anywhere. Like, if he had gone here, I check. Oh, but then I still take. Oh, take. And it doesn't even matter wherever he went. If he went, well, let's say if he went there, then I go here, then he goes here, then I still check him. And that would actually be a mate. That would be a mate. And if I go here, he moves here, check, here, check, here, oh, no, not there, here, and I would still take the, so under any circumstances, I would have still won that. But I just ladder made him. Now in the second game, I rematched him to another match. And this other match is also, kind of good. I was white. I'm pretty sure I was white in the other game. And, yeah. This is a 15-10, so 15 minutes, 10 seconds increment. And I won this one as well. Let's see. Let's see what this is now. First of all, I play the English. I'm playing the English. So c4, pawn b6. I go knight to c3. Then he strikes in the center. I go f3. He protects, and I go here. I take. He takes. I strike in the center, and he goes c3 and kettles his bishop. I attack the queen. I take. He takes. I move queen e2 because I don't even know why I went there, because this is still protecting with the knight, even if he were to take my pawn. So I don't know why I moved there. f8, I go there, he checks, I take, another blunder. So I don't know why did he see that, but because yeah, I took 2 seconds for that move. But then I take, he goes pawn f5, attacking, I take, he takes, I long castle, and I long castled in the previous game as well. I take, he takes, I protect my pawn on b3, queen e7, potentially, yeah, protecting this. I put another attacking piece on that pawn, he defends with his pawn. I go to e4, attacking his rook, and he goes queen, f7. I don't know. This was actually, wait. He takes, I take, he takes, I take. He probably goes here and we trade. So I don't really understand why he didn't take. That was just weird from him. But I take, and now I check him. Now I prevent these squares. Oops, sorry. These squares from him. And this is what he plays. I take the pawn on h7. He goes rook e1, check, d2, A1 clearly wanting to take when I moved there, he moves. He clearly wanted to take this, but then if I take it, he takes. But that's not what happened. I checked. He went d7. I take the rook. He goes rook e8. I take the pawn, which is particularly not a good move. But e1. Then we have a series of checks here. Takes pawn on g2. I go rook d1. I feel that was the safest. I had nowhere to go, so even this would have been resulted in taking. The taking of my rook. I can go here, but I don't know. I just didn't think of that. I couldn't have gone here. So this was, in my opinion, the best move to also get it in play here. Now he takes f2. I block with my rook on d2, attacking my bishop. I go c3. She takes my this I didn't see that. And I take his bishop. I check on f6. I block with my rook, and now I try to mate him. Check, but then he has this. He has these escape routes here. So when he had this, let's say he went here or something like that, that would have been like it would still have resulted in a mate if he moves. So, but that I took. He takes. Now everything's done. And then things just ladder made him. Second game as well. Not the corner ladder mate, but still a ladder mate classic. Alright, that is the second game. So, that is the second game. We played the English, and then everything was finished in place. This is where things went bad for him because he played bishop, and then I just played smoothly and smartly until I had checkmating position. After, letting him take my turn piece, and yeah. Here, yes, that's a lot of me. That was the second game of my reign. Now the last game of my reign, I ladder mated him again, and this time, this is a different person, not the same person. And this time I ladder mated him again in the corner with the queen and a rook, not a queen and a queen. So now for the last game I'm going to be reviewing today. Right, so let's start. I have the white pieces again. This time I go with e4 again. And I play the classic reload pass. And after the classical defense, we trade. I take his bishop, he takes my. I take his knight, he takes my bishop with his pawn. Double upping his pawns. Strike in the center, take. And actually, in this game, the thing is, he was in a winning position. But he just made a few blunders here and there, which caused me to think, and I got into a better position than him, and I ladder mated him. So now we trade queens. In the first part, he takes with his he takes with his knight on f6, and then we castle e1, takes, the pawns on d5. Now I'm just developing my bishop. I don't know why I didn't go here. Take, but yeah. So e3, f4, here protecting my pawn. Now I go attacking this rook. I take, he takes. H3 to avoid. So let's say if I made a dumb move, this would have been not a checkmate, but I mean still. I just wanted another escape route. So H3, pawn a5, bishop d4, knight e4, takes, protecting my bishop. And now all of these moves. The thing I had calculated is here, and then here, and then takes, and then we have bank rank checkmate here. If he doesn't see it, then we do. But yeah, he didn't. Now he attacks my pawn. I protect with my bishop on c5. Moves there, and now I am so dumb. I am so dumb. I managed to try and give my rook away. But he was in the excitement. Oh, buddies, I'm winning. What? He's just cooked. And then all the excitement he doesn't take. And I move to get him out of the way. Now he checks, I go h2, and we have a series of checks here. And this wasn't particularly a good move because that was a blunder. And we have all these checks. This was a bad move for him. This is where all the things went from his advantage to mine, because now I can escape. And all of this happens. I try to promote, check, and now check again, and he goes here, trying to protect, and that is, in my opinion, a blunder. This is what he should have done and continued the game. But of course, that's not what he did. And he lost the game. He takes. This would have been check. Here. Check. And there's a mate somewhere here. I forgot what the computer showed me, but I played here. And then we have this series of checks. I take his rook. And we have a beautiful little classic. Again, in the corner of the board on the A rank, A file. Elaborate. Ladies and gentlemen, those were the three games I played against two people. And I love these games. I am proud of myself for these games. And yeah, I'm just proud of myself for playing these moves and these three games. Just to give you the insight again of this game, we start with Lopez and we trade queens early in the game, castle, and develop our pieces, protect the pawn, take, make an escape route, and take, protect our bishop, and then we move our pawns up, and I protect my pawn, and blunder, but he doesn't take, and there's a series of checks here now, and he allows me to escape. And now I go up here and try to promote. He checks again, and he goes through. This is a blunder because he takes. He should have taken the queen over here, even though he knew he was losing. After that move, I think that he should have just moved here, maybe, because I mean it would have been the same. He was still losing, but yeah. And then he takes, and he's classic again. Classic ladder. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is how you win 3 games. I mean, I'm proud of myself for these 3 games, and I don't want to brag about it. But that is it for today's video, and if you haven't checked out my other series on this channel, which is the first Gambit Guild Chess Explorer, and the tournament prep, which I am prepping for a tournament I am playing in the month of April 2026. And for your information, not to scare anybody else, because in a previous video I did scare a person. He said that, are you gonna set that up, because he thought I am Gotham Chess, which is my favorite chess YouTuber, but I changed my name to the Gambit Guild, boys and girls. Now that is my name, my channel's name. I represent my channel, and I have to change my name because it has no spaces. I need a space because in my channel there are spaces, and there's this one channel which is Gambit Guild, and they don't have a space, so I need to get that changed. But I can only do that after 90 days, for God's sake. So I'll be stuck with that. But yeah, I did change it to not scare anybody else after this video. So anybody watching, please don't get scared. I'm not Gotham Chess. I am nothing like him. I'm far away from being I am OG. I mean, I am at a peak rating of 1500, but I still have a lot to go. I need to get FIDE rating points. This is my first over the board tournament in the month of April. So, well, let's see how it goes, let's see if I win the tournament. I mean, it's not winning. It's basically like, it's based on your ELO, like your rating. So, we'll see. Alright, and check out those series. Gambit, Guild Chess Playground, and the tournament prep episodes. I only posted one episode, so I have to start posting other ones. So I'll see when we will do that again. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's video, and hope you liked it. And get out of here.